Hey guys, Forrest from Gearful here, and I wanted to take a moment to speak with you today about a quality product that I myself have used for about the last 4.5 years, and that's going to be the Kenetrek Mountain Extreme. This is the non-insulated variant. Forgive me for not cleaning these boots prior to the filming event, but it is what it is. This boot, I would use it predominantly, exclusively if you will, in those first 2 years. Regardless of the temperature, the climate, the conditions, it was just my go-to. And then after about 2 years, I used it less frequently, but if I was operating in an area where there was a lot of moisture, precipitation, snow, and especially when the temperatures would drop to about 65 or less, and I was rarely on level ground, this boot, it fits like a glove, and I was always going back to it. So the Kenetrek Mountain Extreme, I'll compare it to a new variant right here. Key mention here, this is the exact same boot. However, this one is noticeably used, but I'll also point out that it's not noticeably worn. And I'll explain what I mean there in just a little bit. But early on with this boot, I would freely and often condition it with the Kenetrek waterproofing cream that they offer. And I'm really glad that I did because, you know, with various creek crossings, water crossings, deep snow, whatever it is, I never had any moisture inside of the boot aside from perspiration from my feet sweating. But this boot always fit like a glove. I never had, and I never have had any pain from the boot whatsoever from just 170 pounds, or if I have a standard pack of 20 to say 40 pounds, or if I was blessed and had a heavier pack out that came along, the boot always kind of performed and felt the exact same every time. So I think that's worth mentioning. Now, after that 2 years of initial heavy use, thereafter using it less frequently, there's a couple key reasons there. The boot, based on its design, is going to run a little warm around your foot when the temperatures themselves are warmer outside. And then additionally, it's going to give you a lot of rigidity and structure and support where you want it and how you want it, but you are going to have to give something up in order to gain that. And for me, that was the ability to feel the soil beneath me, such as with stalking, archery equipment, early season applications again. So I did start to leave this on the shelf until the months, got later in the year, because I didn't feel like I could feel sticks, twigs, rocks, you name it, under my feet as freely as I would have liked with that archery equipment in hand. Now, for specifications of the Kenetrek Mountain Extreme, the non-insulated, they do offer it in a 400 and 1,000 gram thinsulate variant. Also with sizing, you can get it in narrow, medium, or wide. It's a 10-inch boot. The uppers are a premium leather. With the conditioning cream, this leather is about as top grade as you can get as far as pliability and the overall longevity of the leather that it will give you. The hardware of the boot is anti-corrosion, so it's not going to rust out on you. It is rather robust, and those along the lower segment are going to be the swivel type. So as you lace this boot up to your liking rather firmly, it's going to allow that boot to contour more freely and more accurately to the top of your foot. Kenetrek, no surprise, they went ahead and reinforced the lower segment with the rubber sole guard. I can say that after heavy usage, it's still rock solid. The leather is good to go. Never any delamination of that rubber sole guard. Lastly, this is proprietary to Kenetrek, but this is what they call the K-Talon pattern. It does have noticeable pliability. It's gummy, if you will. And I appreciate that because of two things. It's not so gummy that it's going to wear freely, and then before you know it, you have to essentially replace your boot or replace your sole. However, when the temperatures do drop and materials begin to harden, this one is still gummy enough to give you good traction on slicker rock or anywhere where you need it really. But anyway, overall specifications, about 3.9 pounds roughly, depending upon your size, per set of these Kenetreks. So having just talked about that K-Talon sole, we'll go ahead and talk about the same on my personal boots. Forgive the fact that they are still filthy from last season. Now, these boots, I can't equate how many miles are on them, and I won't dare try, but these boots have been worn quite a bit. And what I see is that there's still plenty of traction, plenty of depth to the lug pattern, and I don't have any question that these boots are going to last me just as long as they already have even though they're already, you know, as used as they are. And again, that's that noticeably used, not noticeably worn. So with this boot, I mean, if I had any gripes, it would be one, the inability to really feel the soil beneath you when you want to get in close when you're stalking. Two, it is noticeably heavier than some of the other boots for those earlier season applications, but again, it's because of the type of boot that it is. It's more of a dedicated full leather mountaineering type boot. It's not necessarily the high-speed low drag synthetic variants that are also on the market today. Key mention there, this boot has remained virtually unchanged for many, many years, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This boot truly does work. So the reality when it comes to boot selection is the fact that there's not any one boot that suits all applications, and there's no one boot that suits every type foot profile that's out there amongst us. However, if this boot fits your foot, it's going to fit it extremely well, and what we encourage you to do is to try them on, either in-store or purchased via and then returns if necessary. Do your research, talk to some friends and family, come give us a call if you like, and we'll talk to how our sizing is for ourselves as people. However, this boot, we can fully testify to the quality and craftsmanship. Really can't be beat. It's just a question of whether or not you have the right size for yourself. So if you think that the Kenetrek Mountain Extreme is the boot for you, reach out to us, contact us at gearful.com, by phone, by email, ask your questions, and we'll answer them freely. Absolutely help you out any way we can. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.